Hello, everyone. Here we are on sovereignty for Artsakh. The goal is to get the United States to recognize sovereignty for Artsakh. I've talked to historians, and you can watch on my other YouTube channel, Tales of Truth, where I've talked to some people that know what the heck they're talking about. And even they say the solution to this is to have a world superpower recognized statehood for Artsakh. They say it's Russia because Russia's in the area. I say it's the United States of America because Artsakh is a Christian province. It's full of Christians, and there's not many Christians over there. There's Armenia, their closest like brothers, and then there's Georgia that claims to be a Christian nation. So there's a few Christians over there, but they're being attacked right now. So I've got Jacob Pursley on, and you've seen him in other videos I've posted on this channel. And I'm gonna kind of throw a curveball at him right now. Jacob speaks Turkish. I'm going to ask him to speak to you Turks and Azeris who watch this, because I know some of you watch this. I'm going to have him say something in Turkish to you. Jacob, what would you say to them before we move on with our interview?
Sevgili kardeşler, lütfen beni dinleyin. Buradaki yaşayan Ermeniler barış istiyorlar. Onlar savaş istemediler. Ama Erdoğan, Aliyev bu savaşı istedikleri için yani sizi kışkırttılar, size yalan söylediler. Burada sadece savunmak zorunda kalıyorlar. Oraya gidiyorlar ve onların ailelerini savunmak için, onlara korumak için oraya gidiyorlar. Lütfen bu yalan haberleri dinlemeyin. Yalan söylediklerini çok iyi biliyorsunuz. Diğer haberleri lütfen okuyun. Yani Türkiye'den gelen, Azerbaycan'dan gelen haberi lütfen okumayın, dinlemeyin. Yalan söylüyorlar. Her yalanı ben yakalıyorum, görüyorum ve daha video yapacağım size. Teşekkür ederim. Barış için dua edelim.
All right. I agree with that. I don't know what he said, but I heard him say Erdogan, and I know he didn't say anything good about Erdogan. All right. I just have a few questions for you. And for those of you watching who don't watch the Tales of Truth channel, there's part of this interview is over there, so you can go watch that. And we do want to try and do this on a regular basis. But I also am going to put part of this interview on Jacob's YouTube channel. So this is broken up into three pieces. There's part on Tales of Truth, part of it here, and part of it on Jacob's channel. So go to Jacob's channel and subscribe and share. He's got a bunch of videos on there. He's on the ground in Armenia. He's lived in Turkey for 15 years. So this guy is hearing firsthand what's going on. Here I am on the other side of the world trying to do my part. I'm a Christian. I need to reach out as much as possible as I can on this side of the world to wake the Christians up. We've got Christians dying on the other side of the planet. We got to do what we can to wake up. All right, question. Why don't you just give us briefly your bio, your background, why you are doing what you do?
When I was 18 years old, I became a Christian. I read the Bible, and that changed my life.
I was 18 too. I was 18 also.
How interesting. Well, at that time, I was, I'm from Arkansas, and I started praying for the first time, asking, God, what do you want me to do? And I felt very strongly at that time I was to go to the country of Turkey and preach the gospel and provide Bibles so they would know who Jesus is, what the Bible actually is, and they could meet a real Christian to hear what Christianity is about to start churches. So that's led me to Turkey and eventually led me to Armenia.
Wow. So you heard right then and you followed through.
Yes.
Wow. That's and as I've come to this, I've been researching the Armenian Genocide for 3 years, and recently when I remotely met Jacob, what's his last name?
Khashoggian,
yeah. And he showed me a video that you mentioned earlier, the reconciliation of Turks and Armenians. I mean, that's the most powerful thing that's happening. Like, that's proof of miracles, right? The proof that God can do miracles is that this more than a century, but centuries old enmity and hostility between these two ethno-religious populations, that reconciliation can happen. That doesn't happen in the normal, like, humans don't come up with that. Love your enemies. That's not a human idea. It's proof of the divine, a proof that God exists, because when you forgive, there's something you cannot explain any other way. All right. So I just want to repeat to everybody watching, subscribe, go to Jacob's channel and subscribe. I'm putting the link below. We're going to make these kind of short. I'm going to ask him one or two more questions. All right. On this channel, Statehood for Sovereignty, Sovereign ArtSoc, the goal is to bring about awareness and to, if we get enough groundswell, to actually formally petition the government to recognize statehood for ArtSoc. And that was just a thought that occurred to me, and I realized, oh, there's a lot of people that think that's the right thing to do. I've even asked, certain historians, and like, wouldn't that be great, right? To them, that's the ideal. So, what do you think the likelihood? Well, maybe that's not the right question, but talk to me about what that would do if it happened, if the United States recognized statehood for ArtSoc.
I believe if the United States recognizes statehood for ArtSoc, that the entire international community, one by one, will begin to follow, and that will bring the recognition that they need for protection. Unfortunately, ArtSoc doesn't have oil. It doesn't have all these resources that Baku has. And so really, people like to ignore the little guy that doesn't have the resources. But if this becomes international and this becomes recognized, I really believe this will help for peace in the region. The likelihood, I don't know, but I know it would help immensely.
Yeah, it's sometimes crazy ideas occur to me. And I did a video that I listed kind of things that were clearly God speaking to me. Like, it's like, oh, well, that's something I couldn't have come up with. And I followed through, and the proof, you will know them by their fruits. Like, oh, I guess I am following the will of God. And I'm thinking it's not crazy, right? Statehood for ArtSoc, it's not crazy. Some people are like, it's a pipe dream. Pipe dreams are only pipe dreams for people who don't pursue, right? If you can convince people the truth, then it's the art of persuasion is self-persuasion. You present all the details and the facts and let them come to the conclusion themselves. So that's what we're trying to do.
Michael, can I say something? If somebody's going to do it, it's going to be Donald Trump. It's not going to be Joe Biden. Let me tell you why. I just listened to yesterday a speech given by a politician, a Democratic politician that is Pakistani origin. He was demonstrating with a group of Azeris and Turks in Houston, and he went up to the demonstrators. They're saying that Karabakh is Azerbaijan, and he said that we know that Joe Biden will declare that Karabakh is Azerbaijan's. He said this as a politician. And I just want people to know that, because people are not hearing that. I can post that link somewhere as well, so people can watch this.
Send it to me. I'll do a whole segment on that. In fact, I'm prepping for another segment, and that will be in it. So thank you. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. But remember, there's 3 parts to this interview. We have one over on Tales of Truth. Go over there. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and share. Subscribe here and share. And now we're going to finish this interview over at Jacob's channel. Go there, subscribe and share. Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you so much, Mike.